Hey, just Mark here. All right, so I went for one of my nightly drives tonight, and something that I've been thinking about a lot is, I've been making a lot of changes in my life over the last bunch of months and the last year and a half. And I was thinking about the fact that who you are today is not who you need to be or who you have to be. You can make change every day in your life, and whether it's small steps, which is what I've been doing all along. Sometimes I set my goals daily, sometimes I set my goals monthly. But if you're down and you're depressed and you're feeling like life is just kicking at you, you can make changes. If you think that you are meant to be a certain way your whole life, you're not. Think about the things that may have shaped you as a person as you've grown up, you've gotten older, into your adulthood. Maybe it's perceptions. Maybe it's things you were taught, things you were told. Maybe when you were younger, in your 20s and your 30s, you were told you need to go to university, get a good job, find a wife or a husband, get married, have kids, and do all the things that society tells you you need to do. I'm here to tell you that, in all honesty, I haven't reached any of the things that society tells me I need to do. But I also know that the things I'm doing and who I am today, I'm changing because I want to be someone better. It's always good to strive to be a better person, and that's what I'm working on today. And I hope that in a few years I can look back and go, man, you did it. You did it. We are taught over the years to act in certain ways, do certain things, get stuck in jobs that we're miserable at, that handcuff us. How many of you who are watching this dream of other things? How many of you dream of, maybe it's travel, maybe it's having the freedom to spend more time with your kids or your family. Maybe it's time to do the things that you like to do, the things that are important to you. Because I know for me, I would love the freedom to spend more time with some of the people I know, spend more time with my dog, because we all know that dogs unfortunately have short lifespans. And my Trixie's going to be 3 years old here in like less than 2 months. And I think about that a lot because I love spending time with her. She's like pure joy to me. But over the years, I've done things because other people told me I should be doing these things. Whether it is, I felt in my 20s that university was a thing to do. I even had a girlfriend's dad tell me that if I chose to go to a certain job instead of going to university, he would recommend his daughter break up with me. What did I do? I didn't take that job. I continued on to university. And here I was doing university during the day, working overnight as a waiter at a family restaurant. It was 24 hours. I was exhausted. And for what? To make someone else happy, not myself. I was trying to be what other people were telling me that I should be. You don't need to do that. If you're in your 20s and your 30s right now and you're watching this, create your own path. I think as Gen Zers right now, and even the young millennials, you have more opportunity now because of social media, because of things like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, to create a life that you desire. I know a lot of Gen Zers look back and go, I don't want to work as hard as my parents. I've got a Gen Zer niece who, does the same thing, says the same thing. I've got friends who are younger and friends who are older, and I always seek advice from both because the reality of it is everyone has a different perspective. My older friends tell me they wish they had done things more towards their liking. Most of them talk about how they want to spend more time with their kids. Some do talk about travel. And now that they're older and have certain ailments, it's harder to do that. Gosh, I am somewhat envious of Gen Z because if I had some of these tools when I was younger and a little more out there, I totally would have used them. Sometimes it's weird to look at people online and think they are doing these amazing things and how can I do that myself? I'm 47 trying to learn this stuff. And it's more challenging now because the technology is changing faster and faster, whereas a lot of the younger kids have grown up with it. But you don't have to be who you are right now. You can change who you are. You can change your perception of what you think your life should be. That's what I'm doing. I thought I would get married and have kids and own a home and do all those things because that's what I was told I had to do. And now I'm looking back going, I wish I hadn't focused on some of that stuff so much, because now I am finally at the age of 47 working on the stuff that is important to me. And I'm not giving as much of my time to those individuals who tell me I should do a certain thing. You know, I'm sure if I made it public to friends and family that I'm doing YouTube, some people would say, oh man, you're too old for that. It's a young man's game. You know, you have to keep up. I don't care. This is my life. This is your life. And honestly, anything you want, you really can have. And to get started, think of a big goal that you want. Maybe it's to own your first car or own a car. Maybe it's to find a good job. Maybe it is to be an entrepreneur. Maybe it's to travel. Maybe it's to create freedom. Look at the big goal and then break it down, right? If you are also someone who is depressed or feeling lost in life, start thinking of ways that you can take little steps to be where you want to be. Because it's all about the little steps. We all put this perception in our head that's got to be the big thing to do. And the reality of it is, the big thing is intimidating. So if you go and you set the small goals, you know, for example, one of my examples after my heart surgery was I needed to get back to running and being in shape. Well, I couldn't run. I couldn't lift over 10 pounds. I wasn't allowed. So I focused on the one thing I was allowed to do, and I walked. And I walked. And I walked. And once I was strong enough, I was able to do the next step, which was lift heavier things, which was be able to run lightly. And once I hit those targets, I did the next thing. I've had to reshape my life so much in the last 5 years. You know, recovering from heart surgery, losing a future I thought I had, creating a new future, which I'm super freaking excited about, because I've got a lot of life left in me. I'm 47, but I have so much life left in me. And so do you, no matter your age. So if you're watching this, who you are today is not who you have to be in the future. You can be happy and successful. You can be a world traveler. You can be a family man or a family woman. Focus on what's important to you. Work towards that. Set those goals. Because, man, I'm starting late. But I'm going to reach those goals. And I'm going to make my life what it is. You know, I talk a few times now about wanting to own a home. It's not about having the physical thing. It's about having a backyard to play with my dog. It's about knowing that I don't have to worry about trying to find a place to live that allows dogs. You know, I'm trying to create more time and more freedom so that maybe I could eventually leave my job and have my own time back to myself. I think the biggest thing when it comes to success is most people want freedom. They want the ability to do what they want. They want to be happy. That's what it really comes down to. You want to be happy? Go ahead. Do it. Because you can. Just some random thoughts on an evening drive. I hope you're all doing well. And I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.